We're fast approaching the second month of 2021, and I don't know about you guys, but 2020 sucked ass. About 90% of that entire year, I was on quarantine. I wasn't working. 90% of the people that I know personally also weren't working, and it was a very tough time, especially financially, and I think that's a very light way of putting it. But as the laws of time dictate, that was last year, okay? Stop living in the past. If you look at the calendar today, we are a solid 25 days into the brand new year. 25 days, that's more than 24. For those of you that couldn't be bothered to do the math. So 25 days in, we're all rolling in dough, disposable income up the ass, everyone's driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Our job finally gave us that long time promotion we're all asking for. Some of us finally married that girl that we've been stalking from a distance for the last 3 years. Shit's been wild, or at least this is the world that Microsoft is living in. To bring everyone up to speed on what I'm talking about, a couple days ago, Xbox came out and announced that they're going to be changing, or more specifically, increasing the prices to their Game Pass. And let me just say, bravo. It's perfect timing. Why not do this in the middle of a pandemic where people are already having a hard time coping while they're at home, and maybe playing online and playing with friends and loved ones over video games is really the only type of refuge that they can afford right now. So, fuck it. Why not make it harder on them and remind them that they're alone in a big empty house and can't see their friends or family? That is some top tier stuff right there. That is very, very poggers indeed. Now, before we continue, let's bring up the price difference. Thankfully, Microsoft did reverse it, but I still feel like it's worth talking about because if they decided to plant their feet firmly on this and not give in, there's nothing stopping them from increasing the price. And the same thing applies to Sony. If either one of them decided, hey, we can generate a little extra money here in terms of our subscription service, whether that be PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live or Xbox Gold or whatever the hell it's called now, they can do it. And the same thing applies to game prices. How Sony's already taken the initiative of bumping game prices an extra $10. And I also want to say, because I've seen people defending this, let me remind everyone, Microsoft and Sony are not struggling, okay? They're doing very well. And Sony is nowhere near as big as a company as Microsoft, but look how much money they have on hand. They're not struggling. They're not struggling. Gaming is not going anywhere. It's more lucrative now than it has ever been. So the argument of games are becoming much more expensive is true, but at the same time doesn't make that much sense to me because you have more people playing video games now than ever, especially when the pandemic first hit. The gaming industry noticed a 23% increase over the last year, and it actually topped $130 billion in revenue. And what way does that mean any of these companies are struggling? Not to mention, I think it was last year as well that the CEO of Activision actually got thrown under the bus by Activision stockholders that he makes too much money. I don't have any words for that. The people that support you say you make too much fucking money. And aren't those people millionaires and billionaires themselves? So it's just rich people getting mad at each other over who's greedier. It's so stupid. And then you have consumers that actually buy the games defending price increases, which I'm not even going to speak on that one, but I just want you guys to know, if you're one of those people, you're a consumer and what you're saying is anti-consumer, so you're basically going against your own interest. Ultimate friendly fire, just so you know. But I digress. Getting back on topic. So Microsoft price increases basically looked like this, which the short version is, for a month subscription they were going to increase the price by $1, a 3-month subscription was going to increase by $5, and then the yearly subscription was actually just going to be dropped altogether. Instead of paying the $60 for a year, you would be paying $60 for 6 months, and so if you want to be covered for a full year, you would have to pay double the price, $120 US. Why they decided to do this, I don't know. I think they said something along the lines like they were trying to find the right balance between making more money but not feeling like you're getting completely slapped in the face, but I don't know. I missed the exact quote. But it just makes no sense for them to just do this out of the blue. It seems so contradictory to what the Game Pass really seems to stand for, of not being tied to the Microsoft ecosystem and providing everyone with better values and enjoying quote-unquote Microsoft exclusives on even PC. It just seems so against all of that. I would expect this from Sony, yes, 1,000 times over. I think anything generous from Sony's side would be worry-inducing. How I mentioned a lot of people are anti-consumer. I think everybody would become anti-consumer if Sony showed any generous side, like, hey man, are you okay? GTA 6 wasn't confirmed to not be on the PlayStation 5, right? Are you fine? But like I said, don't get it confused. Thankfully, all of this was reversed. Everything was placed back to normal. Microsoft actually went the extra mile and said, hey, if games are free to play, you can play online for free. You don't need Xbox Live, which I think is something that should already exist But it's cool that they at least did that move. It's a nice gesture for pissing off your entire fan base for no apparent reason. But like I said earlier, whether if Microsoft really wanted to stick to their guns or even if Sony decided to do the exact same thing, there's really nothing we can do ultimately, because at the end of the day, people are still gonna pay it. They might do it begrudgingly, but they're still gonna do it. And if they keep at least half their player base, but they're paying double the price, and they're not really gonna be losing any type of profit, or even if they keep more than half or gain more, then it's still a win for that company. And let's be honest, if they came out and said, hey, you know that role-playing that you've been doing in Grand Theft Auto for the last 25 years, yeah, well, if you want to continue to feel like your life has any type of meaning and don't want to say goodbye to your very successful trash collecting career, then yeah, you're gonna have to pay double the price from now on, boy. You can afford $500 in shark cards, you can afford $200 in a yearly subscription to play online. That's kind of sad. But anyways, I still felt like this was worth talking about because this was reversed in not even 24 hours. In 15 hours, enough people made enough noise that Microsoft actually reversed their statements, restored Game Pass so it was before these new prices, and even made a nice little gesture to make everything better, which I think is good. I think more people should be a little bit more open in terms of what they are and what they aren't willing to pay. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you guys even on Xbox? I want to hear from you guys. Or if you guys are on PC or PlayStation, this is something that's ultimately going to affect all of us, because regardless of your platform, I still think they're going to push this whole gaming's more expensive agenda bullshit, even though CEOs are making more money in a week than 99% of us will ever see in our entire lifetimes combined. And that's just the sad reality of the situation. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let's talk about what company you think is going to screw us out of our money quicker or the hardest. Like always, guys, my name is Cynic. Thank you all so much for watching. But until next time, I'll see y'all later.